Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to the Sanctuary. I'm Crusnik, your host. Once again, we are playing Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, and continuing our A Realm Reborn relic grind. Alongside me is Arya Stormborn.
Hi.
Who is she's currently busy trying to finagle some stuff. Might be as I need to drive all the way to Connecticut and then drive all the way back.
I hope not.
Well, if worst comes to worst, then we do that. We can take you home, and then I can just sleep at your house. Yeah, we'll talk about it in a little while. Anyways, last episode, we finally finished the Zodiac weapon phase of the A Realm Reborn relic grind. So, to show them off really quickly before we move on to our final phase, let me push. Oh, I can't push down my camera anymore? No, I cannot. So, we're going to show them off one at a time. First and foremost, Excalibur and Aegis Shield for Paladin. The Kaiser Knuckles of Monk. The Ragnarok of Warrior. The Dragoon Spear, Longinus. Bard's Yoichibo. Black Mage's Lilith Rod. Summoner's Apocalypse. Scholar's Last Resort. White Mage's Nirvana. And last but certainly not least, Sasuke's Blades for Ninja. With all these weapons upgraded, we now reach the final stage of the A Realm Reborn relic grind. Before we start off this particular phase, I gotta say that upgrading these weapons was not a mean feat, and just trying to get the materials cost me a lot. 4 million gil in separate materials, and not in just the base materials, and then I had to spend so much gil desynthesizing stuff, it wasn't even funny. But we are finally on our last step. So, without further ado, we're going to talk to Jalzahn and complete the quest, Rise and Shine. Ah, Chris. You see before you a man content. My studies are complete. I am now composing my master treatise on the enhancement of arms through soul infusion. Once I have finished, I intend to return to my homeland. My journey of discovery, in other words, now draws to a close. I tell you, though, the research I performed here was the most meaningful of my career. Your deeds that led me to these new heights. You have my deepest gratitude. I must not forget to thank Jarot. I have an exquisite liquor from my own private cellar. A small token of my appreciation. Might I ask you to deliver it? It would be altogether too embarrassing to give it to him myself. Geralt. Eh, present from Jalzon now, is it? Bah! You'd think the bugger would thank me in the flesh, but I'll have his gift all the same. Still dreaming of the last bottle's fiery kick. Just as well you're here, though. I've been meaning to have a word with you about your Zodiac weapon. See, I got curious as to the trials of the Braves. So I bargained a bit with Rowena and get myself a complete set from the She-Devil. I even laid my hands on the last tome of the series. Book of Netherdark. It's written there surprised the living hells out of me. Seems the original Zodiac weapons each had a self all of their own. Sentient, shaped by the bearer's very soul. The arms grew mightier and easier to wield of their own free will, based on nothing but the character and needs of the heroes. Not just something as simple as having a piece of steel you've grown accustomed to. Those weapons were like extensions of the Braves' bodies. Aye, it's why they were the greatest arms of their own ages, and why they were lost. You can hardly pass a weapon down through the generations if no other bugger can wield it for shite, can ye? Geralt! This is hardly what I expected to hear upon coming to bid you farewell. Tell me, you think this tale true? Aye, God's help me, I do. I even reckon there's a decent chance the recreated Zodiac weapon can do the very same thing. Mind ye, any other arm, and you'd be a fool to try. Chris's weapon got soul and light in it. I'd wager me next 6 pints of mead it's got some form of sentience already. I'm of the mind that it ain't been fully awakened yet. It's a strange concept. But I suppose we've encountered stranger in our travails. Moreover, this notion of sentience could be the origin of how these arms came to achieve their legendary status. Ah! A weapon able to choose its wielder by its own will. Fascinating. Simply fascinating. I can imagine no truer ally. It ain't like to keep ye company with its bantering, Jalzon. We're talking about forging an unbreakable bond twixt the souls of the wielder and the weapon. Well, Chris, you've come this far. Keen on seeing this through? Yeah, me. Seem as though a postponement to my homewards journey is in order. We must set to this venture forthwith. I'm glad of the help, Jalzon. Starting out on that venture's easier said than done. Before all else, got to crack how to awaken the sleeping sentience in Chris's arm. Indeed. Mayhap we can awaken the soul within the arm via some substance alike in character. Creating a resonance betwixt souls can allow the transference of certain qualities, after all. Atma, for instance, has no sentience of its own to speak of. Yet, as the crystallized soul of a living being, it can contain a particular sense, an aspect of consciousness, if you will. Alas, I fear Atma is too weak. However, some stronger variety of crystallized soul may be capable of bestowing its sense into the slumbering sentience. Of course, for the weapon to profit by this, simply possessing the crystal will not be enough. Sense will not magically transfer itself. We'll have to find a way to make the soul without connect to the soul within. Wielding the weapon whilst the crystallized soul is near could be the answer. Or we might also... Wait. The first thing you said about wielding the weapon, that ain't half bad. Just so happens I have an idea on where you might get the kind of crystallized souls you're talking about. Chris, you'll need to pay Rowena a visit. Of course it ain't her you want, but an introduction to a bloke named Raymond. The man handles arcane goods. Comes round to Rowena's place every now and again. Not regular like, though. Ramon's one what only wheels and deals in the shadows. Geralt, you're acquainted with a merchant of the black market? I knew your shady past would aid us at some point. There's no time to waste, Chris. Pray, see about arranging this introduction. Alright, off to Revenant's Toll. Hello, Rowena. Let me guess. You're here on account of Geralt and some weapon or another. How close did I come? Well, at least I know why Geralt was hankering for those old tomes. Like a starved cat after a plump mouse he was. When that man starts working, they ain't not in this realm as can stop him. Ain't changed a bit from when we were traveling around. Oh, but that's, what's it we were talking about again? Ah, that's right. You were hunting for Reborn. Well, I reckon he's the man you want, given what you're after. Of course, the problem ain't finding him. It's the getting him to help you part. See, a fair ways back, Reborn lent Geralt a pretty lump of money. Time comes to repay it, and Geralt tries to run. Certain words are said, certain bottles thrown. Needless to say, Reborn hates the blacksmith more than Morbol bite. More than Morbol bile. I ended up repaying the sum Geralt owed, but Reborn's kept that grudge smoldering inside him for nigh on 20 years. I understand why well enough, I suppose. Could have bought 10 manses in the lavender beds with what Geralt took. I conjure any man would be hesitant to forgive and forget after that. Now that you know the particulars, I'll give you an introduction. But best to keep in mind that folk as work in the shadows are real sticklers for their code. Won't deal with a soul what's broken it, nor their friends. So, run on back to Hearst Mill and tell Geralt that Ramon's in his usual haunt. I don't think the merchant will touch you with a 10-film pole unless the dolt apologizes in full. Hey. Make it even harder for me, Rowena. Jesus Christ. This part might be easier said than done. Alt. Yeah. What's that about Ramon? Bah! Just like that gill-pinching bastard to not deal with you unless I grovel at his bloody feet. You'd think it'd water under the bridge by now, as it's been a full 20 years since. But it ain't about the money, is it? The woman. Never you bleeding well mind who. Points that Ramon won't just forgive me, no matter how long or loud I apologize. Have you considered that a gift may say more words than... Have you considered that a gift may say more than words can, Geralt? Surely you know of something dear to him. You heard all that, did you? As it happens, I can't rightly remember what Ramon likes. Well, say for a bottle of liquor or three. Fiery liquor I gave you is the answer, is it not? No, don't talk nonsense! It ain't every day I can drink such fine spirits. That liquor's mine, and mine it's gonna stay. Nope. Fine! For the sake of the bloody Zodiac weapon, I'll part with me bottle of sunshine. You will not regret this, Gerald. Though I am sorry to say that bottle represents the last of the spirits I brought from Rod's at heart. Gods damn it all! Please, Jolzon! At least tell me if not run out of the ingredients you'd need to brew a potion! I have not. All my alchemical equipment is now buried at the bottom of my luggage. But pray tell, what would you have me do with them? Something I read in the Trials of the Braves. But now, let's just say we'll need a potion or the like if this awakening business goes to plan. Oh, Chris. Buena said Ramon's in his usual haunt. You'll need to make your way to Swift Perch. Once you find the bloke, you need to give him... Just give him this bottle of sunshine and say it's from me. Get yourself some of what he's dealing, and hie off to battle. Thence will pass to your weapon through soul resonance. The more blows you strike, the sooner its sentience will start to wake. No doubt the Zodiac glass will aid you in taking measurements of the soul resonance. Once you have imbued your arm with enough senses, return to me and I will do my utmost to see its potential realized. Works for me. Alright. Another trip to Swift Perch. Having to teleport between Mordona and here for the last phase was a grind and a half. Good morning. Chris, isn't it? So I thought. I've been expecting you. This must be Gerard's token of apology. What an exotic aroma. I'm afraid no bottle of liquor, be it ever so fine, can quell the hate I bear for the man. However, I will accept this olive branch nonetheless. But surely you came as much to rouse something from slumber as to lay an old grudge to rest. No need to explain, not to a man with a web of a thousand eyes and ears. You seek to awaken the sentience nestled within your Zodiac weapon. Or am I wrong? So I thought. I must say, even I was surprised to hear that Gerald succeeded in creating a Zodiac Brave's arm. And amazed to learn that the weapon concealed yet another secret. Now, of all my wares, Mahatma should serve best to bring that secret to light. I have 12 types all told, each the shard of a soul with a distinct sense contained within. I cannot say if it will be what Geralt was expecting, but attaching them to your weapon in careful order should do something. As one who once sweated over the anvil, I am intrigued to see what. The merchant in me, however, cannot give Mahatma away for free. My price is a lagging tomestones of poetics. Rowena will never more be mine, but I would still aid her with these where I can. And you needn't worry about me. I may deal in the shadows, but I dislike shadowy dealing. When you are ready to purchase Mahatma, simply say the word and produce the Alagan Tome Zone, of course. Completing certain activities with Mahatma affixed to your Zodiac weapon will generate soul resonance. As this increases, the soul within your arm will begin to awake. By using the Zodiac glass, it is possible to visually verify your progress with each variety of Mahatma. If you misplace your Zodiac glass, you may obtain a replacement by speaking with Drake at Hearstmill. Once you have used all 12 varieties of Mahatma and increased the soul resonance to the point of awakening, return to Jalzan. Paladins only need to affix Mahatma to Excalibur. Increasing the soul resonance of Excalibur to maximum will have the same effect on the Aegis shield. Okay. So. Well, you've come for my wares, haven't you? So I thought. Well, produce my payment and I will happily provide Mahatma for whatever Zodiac weapon you wish. Alright, we're gonna do... Oh, yeah, we gotta do it in order. So we strike our accord. Here is your Mahatma of the Ram, a crystal said to awaken a sense of assertion within the soul. I've taken the liberty of affixing it to your arm. Now, go forth and wield it. Mahatma of the Ram has been attached to your Zodiac weapon. Completing certain activities with it equipped will now increase soul resonance. As you increase the level of soul resonance, the sentience in your weapon will begin to awake. By using this, yeah, we've got that. Do I still have my Zodiac glass? I think I do, but I'm not sure. I tossed it. All right. I just gotta check really quick. All right, so yeah, I basically just run it as normal and try to it was the same with our Nexus phase where we had to obtain light, but instead we have to do it with our Zodiac weapon. Well, I'm gonna grab my Zodiac glass again, but for now though, we're gonna call it a night. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned for my final announcements. If you're watching on YouTube, here are the links provided. See you in a bit.